In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on
On the final evening of the regular season, we welcome you inside Thayer Arena here in Warwick, Rhode Island. The back end of a doubleheader as the Bishop Hendricken Hawks take on the North Kingstown Skippers. Rachel is alongside Tom Dunford. Tom, last time these two teams played, Bishop Hendricken 10, North Kingstown 1. We just saw Warwick take down Moses Brown 9-0. I feel like goals are going to be aplenty tonight in this arena.
Well, I'm one who loves defense, so I'm really hoping there isn't many goals, but if there's goals to come, they better be earned and they better be with respect. It cannot be anything that's just giving. You have to get what you want.
Warwick scored 3 in the first 2:15 against the Moses Brown Quakers. We saw an 8-0 scoreline at the end of the second period in that game. Last time these two teams played, it was 8-0 at the end of the second period in a game that was held at Boss Ice Arena. This is it. This is the final day of the regular season in Division 1. And for the Bishop Hendricken Hawks, this is the final game of the conference season, and it would lock in the number 1 seed overall in the playoffs. LaSalle currently sits at number 2. There are still other games going on and business to be taken care of around the Ocean State. As we mentioned, Warwick has beaten Moses Brown 9-0. Cumberland was leading Smithfield 3-1 after 2. We will try to get you a final on that game as we go through the proceedings. LaSalle and Prout, East Greenwich in action later tonight as they take on Burrillville, and Mount St. Charles and Barrington will get underway in about an hour of time from now. The traditional starting lineup for the Hawks. Same 2 for North Kingstown, and we will pause for the playing of our national anthem.
What a way to start off the game, huh?
Well, the music cut out right within the last 3 lines of the anthem, and so the entire rest of the players and coaching staffs and the fans that are left here in Thayer Arena decided to go ahead and finish it out. Auspicious start to the second and final game.
Nothing screams sportsmanship like the music cutting out.
I will give you that one. That is a fair point. To the task at hand, 3 15-minute periods to be played. As we mentioned, Bishop Hendricken has the number 1 seed in the playoffs under lock and key. At current, LaSalle 2, Cumberland 3, Warwick 4, Burrillville 5, Mount St. Charles 6, Prout 7, East Greenwich 8, Barrington 9, Smithfield 10. Hendricken Hawks in the traditional white with the green and gold trim. North Kingstown in the black with the gold and white trim as Hendricken carries this one down from Will Kavanaugh. Tonight's first period is brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits. With access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports, Bradley's looking to play at the next level. Be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. Past Kavanaugh for the 4 of Andrew Smith.
Bad pass there by Kavanaugh. You got to be more patient with it.
Picked up by the 8 of Damian Maltezo. Only got that one into the neutral zone. And it's tracked back in. Offside is the call from the 27 of Giacomo Caleri. Face-off won by the 14 of Jack LaRose. LaRose will send that one around the backside board. Scooped up by Chris Hughes over in the corner. Referee evades checks as LaRose and the 19 of Ronan Gately were about to collide into each other along the side of the boards, and a shot that came from LaRose, and it's kicked aside by Ben Davis. This game played out well in the first 5 to 7 minutes the last time these two teams met, and then all of a sudden it turned into a floodgate of goals by the Hendricken Hawks. I sense that we will see the same again as we approach 2 minutes into this game and have yet to have a goal scored.
Well, one reason why they don't have a goal scored yet is because look at the way North Kingston's playing. They're making sure shots are on the outside, not giving them any opportunities to cut in front.
That may change quickly if there is an adjustment not only in formation but in line. This one will come all the way down from Murray as he will shepherd it behind his own net. It will scoot all the way down. We'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play, and icing will be the call with 12:45 to go here in the first. To that extent of what you were talking about, Tom, I'm also seeing that North Kingstown is really playing 3 high, so it's almost pressing Bishop Hendricken back into the neutral zone.
Definitely. Not letting them get any opportunity, making any pressure, having them panic, throw the puck around. It's working so far.
Dispossessed is Nardelli as he tried to carry that one out of the zone again. That 3 high for North Kingstown, and all that we can do is dump for an icing to be called.
I want to see North Kingstown get possession on the offensive zone. They haven't yet to do that so far.
Still plenty of time left to play in this first. Another face-off, and this time is a possession play, sort of, as it landed onto the stick of T.J. Coleman, and then off to the races is Nardelli, taken down from behind hard into the boards. No call from the referees.
Beautiful block shot there to start it off by the Hawks.
Karams around on the backside for the 24 of Penicini at the blue line. Nowhere for him to go. This one will kick all the way down and be chased into the backside boards by Tillinghast. Aiden Kraft to the opposite side for the 2 of Sebastian. Sorry, I will check that. It was Sebastian Rothmich to Aiden Kraft again. As I was about to say, that was the 2 of the 20 were playing pass back with each other. That one came all the way down, kicked out by Murray's Jake Roger. Tries to take an attempt there. Second attempt is from the 19 of Vernon Gately. And again, kicked aside by Murray. This one will carry him all the way down, and it's going to roll on its edge, enough for icing. And that's what Hendricken is going to be able to do in the zone against this North Kingstown defense, is get 2 forwards in, and they did that with Rothmich and Kraft there, and just play pass back on the blue line.
Definitely. I could definitely see that working so far for them.
Faceoff will come down to Murray's right as everyone digs in, and out with it comes the 3 of Griffin Crane. Crane winds, fires. That one was deflected by Stephen Mbai. Kept by Crane. Off on the side for Carrera, and it will instead come all the way back into the Hendricken defensive zone. Picked up by the 24 of Penicini. For Crane. Griffin Crane winds, fires, and a defensive stop was made by Ben Coleman. Murray flicked that one up into the netting on a blocker pad save.
Gosberg keeping an eye out for number 4 right there. He's got a shot. I know for a fact. I've seen it before.
The 4 is TJ Coleman. And Coleman, one of the players, along with Damian Malteza, Will Bruton Paula, that you have to watch out for on this ice, along with Ronan Gately. Coleman, Malteza, Brew, and Paolo are the captains and assistant captains on this side. Ronan Gately is just an outright player. As this one will tip off of the hands of Jack LaRose. Round along the backside boards, trying to move that one along was Matt Miaglia. And that one gets sent around up into the netting, and a stoppage of play.
North Kingston needs a better breakout right now. They just keep throwing the puck up. They're panicking with it, and because of that, the Hawks are taking advantage.
Faceoff will come down in the skipper's defensive zone. Won by the Hawks. Penicini pushes that one right across the mouth of the goal. Nardelli will chase it to the corner. Back up top, blue line, and an opportunity that got blocked out as Tillinghast, or sorry, my apologies, checked out. It's the 33 of Hayden Carenti. Sending one from the corner. We're going to see a lot of players tonight that we don't normally see during a Hendricken game. They're going to play almost 5 lines deep tonight, and just about everybody on this roster is going to see a spot of ice time through the course of this game.
Good resilience shown by the Hawks there. Again, getting 2 people on the puck at all times.
For the
Big
4 of
there.
Andrew Smith. Will come all the way back and be dumped into the zone by Penicini. Wiping out on the backside boards was Nate Marshall. Griffin Crane, loose puck inside, kicked away by Davis. In front of the North Kingstown bench, they got caught. That one was super close, but yep, there was 6 players on the ice as the puck came to play right in front of the door of the North Kingstown bench. And Aiden Pollock will go to the box. 2 minutes, bench minor for too many men on the ice.
It's a bad penalty to give up right there, you know. You got an opportunity to take some offensive pressure, but you're touching the puck way too quickly. You got to let players get off the ice, and because of that, it's going to cost you.
Yeah, it happened directly in front of our broadcast position, right at that door on the side of the North Kingstown bench, and puts the Hendricken Hawks on the power play for the first time tonight. Griffin Crane. Crane sends one, shot, score, as that one slotted over for the 9 of Will Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh had all day to shoot that. No pressure on him. 3 guys standing in front of the net. Beautiful screening. Because of that, they're going to take this early lead 1-0.
It's not. Not the third period, nor is it 8-0. The clock was still running. That is 1-0 as the Hendricken Hawks are on the board. A power play goal from Will Kavanaugh. Owen Carter. That one stretched out past the reaching stick of Giacomo Caleri, and icing will get called.
It's a bad icing to take. You had all day. You tried to go for the fast break, and you just overshot him, and because of that, it's back in your own end.
Shot goes wide of Murray. Karam's off of the backside boards, and he'll hold it to the ice. He'll get the stoppage of play. Face off to the left side of Murray. Picked up by Tillinghast. Tillinghast dumped down. With Kabasha. Maltezo, as he's knocked off of it by Devin Exter. Nardelli chases that one to the corner as he goes body to body with the 27 of Patopoulos.
Think they're getting chippy down there. Watch out.
There are things getting chippy. As right at the boards, the 22 of Tom Paulo got tied up with a couple of different Hawks players, and I think wanted a penalty, didn't get the penalty called.
The reason why the stoppage of play, another bad breakout. Too many opportunities, and they're not taking them. They're just dumping it away, trying to go for these opportunities that aren't there, and because of that, it's going to end up in your own zone. Another offensive try for the Hawks.
They finally get the puck from whoever had it in the Hendricken bench, and it's deflected off of the glass. Here's an opportunity for Aiden Pollock, fired, and Murray makes the save.
That's North Kingston's best friend right now, going off the boards and just trying to beat them with their feet. I love it.
Aiden Pollock 1v1 against Colin Murray. Murray comes to the better of it. Three games left to play in the high school hockey regular season. A Mount St. Charles game to face off at 7:30. LaSalle and Prout facing off roughly around about now, maybe shortly from now. And then EG and Burrillville at 9 o'clock, the final game of the evening. And then we will know where the playoffs stand. Who will play where? Who is in the play-in games to come on Monday? Two play-in games on Monday, a best-of-3 quarterfinals series, and then single elimination semifinals and finals Frozen 4 format. And the semis and finals at Providence College. Quarterfinal rounds are in play-in games at the higher seeded side. Maltezo kicked one back to the blue line. It was held in by Carenti. He fired one that ricocheted off of the backside boards. Sean Ment dispossessed by Penicini. Penicini fires. Davis kicks it away. Back into the corner for North Kingstown as they try to clear that one. Again, a deflection play up the side boards, Vernon Gately, and it's sent back in. Davis pushed it aside on the attempt from Devin Exter. Exter is going to chase to the opposite side boards as he steps in front of Ben Coleman. Kept by Andrew Smith. Smith right across the mouth of the goal, kicked away by Davis. On the backside doorstep was Basha to try to pick that one up for the Hawks. Exter across for Carter. He sends one that hits off of the glass. Mishandle here by Smith. Campbell Fay an opportunity, and Andrew Smith had to back check really quickly. Nardelli, as he'll send it down, and the Hawks will go for a line change. 3 and change left to go here in the first. Onside were the Hawks, and that one goes wide. Good attempt from Tillinghast. Penicini. Chased by the 22 of Nate Marshall, but coming away with it instead were the Skippers. Jake Roger trying to move the puck along with the 10 of Aiden Pollock. Penicini steps in front of Pollock. Penicini to the back side, and then a little wrist flick comes from the 2 of Sebastian Rothmich.
I sound like a broken record when I say that breakouts are your major issue, and the North Kingston team is not doing it correctly. Every single time they had an opportunity, it would be thrown up the boards or thrown up the middle.
For the 9 of Will Kavanaugh, he has the lone goal of the period. Penicini fires, save made by Davis.
The Skippers are just puck watching right now.
Griffin Crane taken away by Maltezo. Maligaya. Hendricken the other way. Ben Davis, huge save on a streaking Will Kavanaugh, headhunting for his second.
North Kingston has been very sloppy with the puck in this first period. It's the reason why they're down. If it wasn't for their goalie, they would be losing by a lot more. I can tell you that with confidence.
Ben Davis, while a lot of people might look at North Kingstown's record and think we shouldn't be talking about the sophomore keeper, the fact is he's a sophomore and he's putting on strong performances against some of the top teams, better talented teams in the state. North Kingstown, their first year in Division 1 after a dose of Division 2 championships back-to-back the past couple of years, up to Division 1 on the laurels of their body of work and their first foray through the top slot. They will take their bumps, but if anything is to be said, look at Warwick. A couple of years ago, they came up into Division One. A lot of people thought they didn't deserve to be there. They only won one game in the entire regular season. Here we are a couple of years later, and we're talking about Warwick being a top 4 team in the state and having just what they did tonight, take down Moses Brown 9-0. So in 2 or 3 years, what will we be saying about North Kingstown is that one is going to pop up over top of Davis and into the back side of the net.
But we're not talking 2 or 3 years from now. We're talking about tonight. And they do not look like they can keep up with the Hawks as there's another blown opportunity to break out the puck and it turns into a goal.
Griffin Crane put that one on the back side, and it's 2-0 Hawks. Taken away by Brew on the faceoff. Dropped back for Jake Roger. Roger tried to send it around, was looking for Pollock on the backside boards. Andrew Sosha there instead. This one will come all the way down. Icing will get called.
16 seconds left. You've been good on the faceoffs all night. You need to take advantage here. Get an opportunity. It doesn't even have to be a goal, but build some momentum to go into the second period as they're down 2-0.
They'll get the face-off in Bishop Hendricken territory to the left of Murray with that 16 seconds left to play. A hard send around the boards looking for Roger, and Maltezo instead gets taken away. As the horn will sound, and in that horn sounding moment, Maltezo got thrown to the boards. We're through one, 2-0 after one between the Hawks and the Skippers. You're watching Rhode Island High School Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot!
2-0 after one. Bishop Hendricken Hawks, North Kingstown Skippers. Colin Murray in net for the Hawks. Ben Davis for the Skippers. Goals from Will Kavanaugh and Griffin Crane in the first. As we put 15 minutes more on the board. And the Hawks will start this one out on offense, trying to go right away. Was the 24 of Pennicini. Kavanaugh dispossessed by Maltezo, and Murray will scoop that one up.
Not a very good shot, but it doesn't matter. You're getting some offensive pressure this time around. You're able to take the body, get the puck away, break it out properly, and now you got an offensive zone faceoff.
for the 16. Or sorry, as that one was grabbed by Ben Davis, and I'm seeing numbers backwards. For the 18 of Chris Hughes.
Beautiful glove save by Davis. As I regurgitate, he's the only reason this game is close so far for the Skippers.
Davis, another save, as that one came in on a hard shot in the blue line from Andrew Smith. This is our third game of the day here at Thayer. HC Rhode Island played the Boston Junior Rangers in Eastern Hockey League action earlier today at noon. Not a Fans Only Sports Network game, a game that we backline for Hockey TV. Then the Warwick Moses Brown game, and now this one. A long day of hockey on this late Friday in February. Caleri, as that puck popped up into the netting and out of play after Caleri crossed for Owen Carter.
If the Skippers want to keep this game close, they have to do exactly what they did. Play back, let the Hawks take it from the outside of the perimeter, and make sure Sharks stay back on the outside as well.
This one will pop over top of the outstretched stick of Tillinghast. He'll chase it all the way back into his own defensive corner. Tillinghast and Penicini bring this one out to Nardelli. Nardelli goes to fire. Davis makes a save. Second attempt and a kick save by Davis. That time was Devin Exter trying to flick it around, and icing is called as North Kingstown dumps it all the way down.
I don't mind that icing call. Hawks are getting close. They had a lot of pressure. Davis looked a little bit flustered. You dump it down, get a quick line change.
Continued around the backside boards, Griffin Crane. As Crane will carry across, sends one long distance for Andrew Smith, who immediately fired a one-timer that's kicked aside by Davis. Wrister deflection off of the sideboards. Griffin Crane drops one back for Kavanaugh. Back for Crane. Was looking for Kavanaugh again. Gets tied up along the backside boards instead by Gately. Outlet pass to Fahey. Dispossessed of it by Penicini. Carter will chase this one down into his own corner. Loop around play. Kept by Jake Roger. Penicini steps to dispossess him. Kavanaugh, Crane, that one just high and wide of the crossbar area. Open net, and Crane to Caleri, who got a little too underneath, and that was Hayden Carenti giving a little tap on the backside of Caleri, just saying, hey, it's all right, it's all good. Good line change, though, for the Hawks. Had North Kingstown fooled and gave Caleri that open space to be able to make the shot. That one comes from Chris Hughes and goes just over top of Davis. Penicini on the corner. Hughes battles in the corner. Skippers come out with that one. Tried to clear the zone. We're looking for Jake Roger. And it ping-pongs around the Hendricken defense and it's sent back in. Chris Hughes, nowhere to go. Taken away. Quinn O'Connell, a behind the back tap for North Kingstown as he tried to control it. 10 and change left to go here in the second. A 2-0 scoreline for the Hawks over the Skippers. TJ Coleman in the backboards along with Glenn Whitehead. Both of those players take it out. Hawks come up with the puck and a great save there, though, by Ben Davis, as shooting from the blue line was Andrew Sosha.
Feels like the Skippers right now are puck watching. They're not really moving their feet or trying to get the puck more, just keep it on the outside. It's not going to work forever, as it's shown. The Hawks are able to find some chances right now.
Carried out of the defensive zone. Stephen Mbide trying to turn into something offensively and absolutely getting laid out. Behind the Hendricken net was the 14 of Glenn Whitehead on a big hit from Andrew Smith. Deflection off the sideboards. Quinn O'Connell trying to release a Skipper's player. Does not entirely work. Karen back into the neutral zone. Tom Paulo has to dump that one down. A minor line change of sorts for North Kingstown. Hard shot up high. That came off of the stick of the 26 of Nardelli. Still a loose puck. Still a loose puck. And it'll come back for Devin Exter and Hayden Corrent. Sorry, Devin Exter and the 23 of Frank Tillinghast. Tillinghast winds, fires, saved by Davis. I am getting blocked by this beautiful pole right in the middle of the press box here.
Well, I can see it clear as day, and what I'm seeing is not pretty. Every Skippers player has the stick in the air, standing around. There's a puck battle going on. I see 3 Hawks players on the ice. The only Skippers player trying right now is Davis. It shows.
False start on the face-off. We'll go back from whence we came and do it again. 9:20 left to go here in the second. We'll have the longer intermission in between the second and third period as they'll race over the ice. That one rang post from the 2 of Rothmich. Back up top as it caromed off of the backside boards and came out, and a rifle shot from Owen Carter.
Good speed by the Hawks right now.
Tillinghast with speed to the corner as he's wiped out of the play by Coleman. Zone possession saved, however, as the Hawks push this one back right in front, lifted it up and score. They say yes, and that is a nasty, nasty top shelf goal up there where Mama hides the cookies.
Beautiful shot right there. Able to walk around 3 players like it's nothing. Tries the first time, unable to get it, but that rebound came out perfectly for him, as the Hawks will take a 3-0 lead.
And I think that might have been Will Cavanaugh who picked up his second of the game. And that's going to be one for the highlight reel and for the editing room after this game, because that was just absolutely filthy. Penicini. It's Griffin Crane's second of the game. Kavanaugh makes the draw. Griffin Crane finishes it. And it's 3-0 Hawks.
The Skipper's defensive structure is just getting decimated right now. I complimented it in the first period, but I want to take that compliment back now. They are not doing a good job in their own end.
Shy of 7.5 to play in this period. As we'll cross it now, and halfway through this period, we're now halfway through this game. And I was about to say the scoreline is 3-0, and coming across the mouth of the goal is Chris Hughes, looking like he wanted to change that. Andrew Smith. That is 4-0.
That whole play started by good speed and agility by the Hawks, able to use the puck around. All of a sudden, they find an open chance. Good shot, good deflection. The score is 4-0, but it could be 8-0 if it wasn't for the goaltender in Davis.
Jack LaRose is shaking his head as he comes across, tapping his teammates. I think he just said, wasn't my shot, it just went off someone. So it's been Griffin Crane, Will Kavanaugh, and Jack LaRose putting things together on the score sheet tonight. Crane with 2. They give an assist to Owen Carter and Andrew Smith. And getting dumped down hard was Maltezo, and his glove went into the little box in between the benches. And they are going to put the 4 of Andrew Smith in the penalty box. And correction, that hit was on the 9 of Jake Roger. So power play coming up for the Skippers. We'll see if they can get anything offensive together. Deflection off of the backside boards. One of the Skippers coaches was just yelling, there's a hole in the net. There's a lot of holes in the net. Yeah, that's true. But that's not the type of hole he was trying to talk about. For the 21 of Will Brew. Will be picked up instead by Penachini for the Hawks, and he sends it all the way down into the North Kingstown zone. Nate Marshall.
Good hit there.
Leaning far. These Hendricken players got to be careful on the boards here, because I'm seeing them lean over right as it's coming in front of the bench. They better not get caught tonight. Penachini took that one down. Davis kicks away.
Need a clean entry here.
Jake Roger. Carenti got in front of him. Roger spun and stopped and fell. And the puck just will go behind and all the way down. 24 seconds remaining on the advantage. 5 left to go here in the period. 5 minutes, that is. For the 15 of Jonah Reynolds. Jack LaRose. Stick tap signify the end of a penalty, and we play 5-a-side hockey. Outlet pass for Carter. Whistle. And a stoppage of play, and they are going to go ahead and call the icing. For the 20 of Aiden Kraft. As it scoots down and a kick save by Murray on a wrist flick from Quinn O'Connell.
You need more of those, more quick shots. Stop looking for that perfect entering opportunity. Fire it on net, maybe get a quick rebound.
Steering him by. Bounces up, and Murray will just shepherd that one back down onto the ice. Right off of the chest protector. Flicked up and sent down by Marshall. Hendricken gets everybody off and everybody on safely. Griffin Crane. Crane sends one off of Davis. Crane came around the back end and had plenty of time and space and just goes ahead and holds up. Kavanaugh. Smith. That one goes off of Davis. For Kavanaugh. Hard send across, looking for a deflection from Crane with Smith's attempt. That one will go wide and carry him off the backboards again.
The skipper's
right in sent. All the way down in an icing will be the stoppage of play.
By the end of that shift, the skippers looked tired. They were just staying in there. Hawks made them look like fools, just walking around in circles, looking for that perfect opportunity.
Faceoff will come down to Davis's right. Poked back into the neutral zone. Penachini will send that one into the deep boards. Nate Marshall. Devin Exter. For Penachini back up top of the blue line again. Marshall in the corner. Marshall taken down, no call from the referees. Penachini sends that one over and Marshall scores! Assist to number 12, Andrew Sosha. For the deflection off of the boards, Nate Marshall will get the goal.
The skippers again standing there puck watching. That time they're going to bite the bullet and it'll cost them because whoever was supposed to be on that man, he was up top. They all pushed the defenseman on point. Gave the Hawks nothing but room to fire that one away.
2 separating us from the intermission and a 4-0 scoreline. Tic-tac-toe between the 9 of Kavanaugh, the 3 of Griffin Crane, and the 26 of Nardelli. Carenti in the back corner. Crane. Smith. Kavanaugh. Fired one into traffic. Still holds on to it. Nardelli. Crane. Tapped away by Whitehead. Shot. Save by Ben Davis.
That puck had eyes. It was going for the back of the net, but Davis was right there saying no. Beautiful, beautiful flash of the leather right there.
And they're going to send coincidentals to the box. 2 minutes each for roughing. And we play 5-on-5. For the 27 of Caleri. Caleri backhanded one. Cleanup attempt. Davis makes the save on a very streaky Jack LaRose looking for his second.
The star for the Skippers right now, number 30, Ben Davis. Once again, proving why.
Skippers are going to try to see if they can get something positive out of this first 2 periods of play. Well, it was carried out by Jake Roger for Brew, but the Hawks have other ideas as Tillinghast sends that one into the deep boards. From the blue line, the 23 of Tillinghast. And the horn sounds to end 2. It's been Hawks since the opening faceoff, 4-0 through 2. We'll get the commercial break, one more resurface of the ice, and the final 15 to come. You're watching Rhode Island High School hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
shot! Off the post, score!
First try kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
First try kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
First try kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
First try kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
First try kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
First try kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
First try kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right. Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right. Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score!
To the third we go, and we welcome you back here inside of Fans Only Sports Network's broadcast. Bishop Hendricken Hawks and the North Kingstown Skippers. It has been all Hawks through the first 30 minutes of play. 4 goals on the board. It's 4 less than the last time these two teams played after 2, but it works just enough. As that one will get sent to the backside boards, chased along by the 11 of James Carrera. My bet, Tom, is that we are going to see the 3rd and 4th lines of this Hawks team in plentiful in this last period, because it is a, my apologies, 5-0 game. And this is also the last game of the regular season, and the Hawks have the number 1 seed locked up.
Oh yeah, definitely. I could imagine seeing some other players getting some reps in, as the coach always desires that.
As Davis will stop that attempt from Hayden Carenti. Yeah, and this is a situation where you kind of just look at what's left to be done, which is a 15-minute period while you're leading 5-0. There is no game tomorrow. You do not have to play the play-in game on Monday. You wait for next Friday and the quarterfinals to begin. If you're the Hawks, I would more want to see my 1 and 2 lines safe and not have somebody take a whack run into the boards. So we'll see how this one continues to play out as it's moved along by Jack LaRose. LaRose, one of the goal scorers on the tally tonight. Andrew Smith. Smith right in front, and an opportunity there that came off of Chris Hughes. Ben Davis has stood on his head for the North Kingstown Skippers this evening. LaRose, score. It's a 6-pack of goals for the Hawks. It is a double for LaRose. And they're not even going to celebrate this one at the bench. They're just going to skate off for a line change. LaRose is just going to make a little heart sign. And no big celebration out of the Hawks as it's 6-0. A very subdued Thayer Arena crowd. They know what they expected to see tonight. That one, a long-distance attempt from Owen Carter. back up top. Hayden Carenti, loose puck. It scoots through back into the neutral zone. Craftfully carried by Nardelli. For the 23 of Frank Tillinghast on the opposite side. Tillinghast just absolutely popped in to the 4 of TJ Coleman. This one will go off to the sideboards. Switch play for the 22 of Nate Marshall, and the puck is up into the Hendricken bench area, and we get a stoppage of play.
I can imagine the refs probably telling the boys now, hey, no cheap shot penalties, try not to be dirty with each other. We would just play a safe, normal game. Don't want anyone getting hurt for something stupid here.
Faceoff will come down to the blue line area, won by the Skippers. Quinn O'Connell tried to work that one back. O'Connell for Sean Ment. Taken away by Nate Marshall. Marshall sent one through the center. Aiden Kraft had an opportunity to redirect. Kraft in the corner. Sebastian Rothmich. Off of the sideboards to be tried to send out. Charlie Randall had it run up his backside instead. Aiden Kraft. As Kraft again, an attempt that went into the side of Jonah Reynolds. Delayed off sides. It came back out on Andrew Sosha. And the Hawks will just clear it to the opposite side and kick around. Penicini takes it himself behind the net. Craftfully out for Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh fired. Davis makes a save. Kept in by Carrera. That one sent just wide. As it'll come back in front of the Hawks bench. Luka Basha, Hayden Carenti. And a deflection goes up into the netting and out of play.
You can tell the Hawks are trying to play it safe here, not trying to get any stupid penalty or get anyone hurt. No one's really going down in the corners, trying to be chippy with it. For the Skippers, they're just playing for pride now.
Check that. That was the 11 of James Carrera that was out there in the corner. Carenti with Andrew Smith. Back for Carenti again. As this will get carried with speed underneath. Davis kicked that one away. And running into the backside boards was LaRose. Andrew Smith out there with Chris Hughes and Jack LaRose as they leave this one sitting for Maltezo. Nine and a half left to go here in regulation. Barring something absolutely bizarre happening, I feel as though the scoreline is not really in doubt. As it's 6-0 for the Hawks. Davis will snap at that one and have it poked over top of his head on the opportunity that came from Tillinghast. Hughes, wraparound. As that one will be stopped by Carter. Caleri on the opposite side. And the Skippers will play pass back, but it's all behind the end line, and now they finally flick it out. But it's into the neutral zone. No one there for the Skippers. The only person is the 23, Frank Tillinghast. That one will bounce over top of Tillinghast. A hard run by Whitehead. Carter a little bit faster than Whitehead. Devin Exter, as he dumps that one down on the backside boards. Nardelli wipes out. And Nardelli got tied up with the 14 of Whitehead. In the back corner was the 24 of Quinn O'Connell offensively for the Skippers. And Murray saw the first bit of action he may have seen this whole entire period so far. Almost halfway gone in this second period, heavily dominated by the Hawks. Save made by Davis, loose puck still as Andrew Socha sent one in. Murray splits the wickets, and sliding past him with the puck was Gately. Roger. For Stephen and Pye, back for Roger. Murray, snapshot save. And check that one, because that is the 35 of Braden Nebus in net right now for the Hawks. Kavanaugh. Along the sideboards, Roger, nowhere for him to go. Bodied out of the play by Andrew Smith. For Roger, and he got hit hard. So the box will go Griffin Crane.
Dangerous penalty for no real reason to take. You're up 6-0. You know, you got the win basically secured. You're just playing for pride. You don't have to go out and make hits like that. Seriously.
Creighton's lucky he's only going to get a 2-minute minor out of that one. Could have been a lot worse. But he'll have 2 minutes to sit and think about his transgressions. They call it a 2-minute minor for charging. And the puck gets dumped all the way down. Devin Exter had an offensive opportunity for the Hawks. For the 14 of LaRose. This is a penalty kill for the Hawks right now. Devin Exter. Offside as LaRose hit the referee. And Carenti having a little bit of a chirp at the referee because of the situation at hand. .548 remaining in this one, 125 on the advantage. Around the back side, it can be just flicked up and all the way down smartly from Tillinghast. Tonight's game on Pinsley Sports Network brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com today. One more game left on the schedule to face off, which is the late one, the 9 p.m. game between the East Greenwich Avengers and the Burrillville Broncos from West Warwick Civic Center, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Nick LeBlanc will have the call. That is it. That is the last Division I game that will be played in the regular season in the state of Rhode Island. The moment that game concludes, we will know where the playoffs stand and who will be in the play-in games on Monday. Kavanaugh Hunting as they have made a change in net for North Kingstown. Christian Mathis in net now. Offside. So both teams going to back up goaltenders in what essentially we hear the phrase used in baseball sometimes when a pitcher comes in a blowout game, it's mop-up duty. We can essentially call it that here for Braden Nebus for the Bishop Hendricken Hawks and Christian Mathis for North Kingstown. This is mop-up duty with 4 left to play. Flying twig is regained by Caleri. For Campbell Fay. Caleri through the neutral zone. Back for Marshall, and that one scooted just off the edge of his stick. Came through on a hard hit from Smith into the body of a couple of different North Kingstown players and all the way down. 3 and change separates us from the finish line. 6 goals on the evening for the Bishop Hendricken Hawks. Without knowing the results of the LaSalle Smithfield game, which is currently underway, but knowing where the results stand between those two sides, Hendricken will be number 1, and they will book a berth in the quarterfinals and await the winner of one of the play-in games. LaSalle will be number 2 and will book themselves a berth in the quarterfinals and await the winner of the other of the 2 play-in games. The rest of the quarterfinals bracket will be settled on the back end of the East Greenwich-Burrillville game. Our picks for the playoffs will come out Monday morning in advance of Monday evening's play-in games. And then we'll give you our quarterfinal picks, semifinals, and the finals. To the box is going to go the 15 of Jonah Reynolds. And the face-off will come down in the North Kingstown defensive zone with 1:54 left to play. Face-off won by the Hawks, who will send one high and wide, was the 12 of Andrew Sosha. Tillinghast, back for Sosha. Sosha winds, fires that one right off the edge of Mathis. Mathis, another save. Sosha right at the blue line. This one gets poked away, and a save by Nebus. Jake Roger went with the head of steam. Braden Nebus makes a huge save. For the 20 of Aiden Kraft against Will Brew. If you're the Hendricken Hawks right now, Colin Murray, your top goaltender, is smiling, I think, ear to ear, because Murray is a sophomore. So too is Braden Nebus. And I look at those two goaltenders and I say, yeah, you know what? If I'm not in net, Braden's got this. Two young players on a very talented Hendricken team. I have nothing left to say because there is no time left on the clock. Put a bow on this game.
No analysis needed. The Hawks came in, got the job done, played beautifully both zones, and they proved it here why they're the number 1 seed.
I think that really does sum it up. This was two dominant performances by two Warwick sides in the same arena tonight. Warwick Co-op 9-0 over Moses Brown. Bishop Hendricken Hawks 6-0 over the North Kingstown Skippers. Hendricken will lock up the number 1 seed in the playoffs. They will end up the number 1 team in the regular season. And they are off to the quarterfinal round. They will await the team to play them in said quarterfinal round, because it will be one of the two play-in game winners. Game 1 of the quarterfinals will be here at the arena for the Hendricken Hawks. That'll do it for us here from Thayer. We thank you so much for tuning in this evening on Fans Only Sports Network. As always, check us out. Fans Only Sports, that's fansonly.sprtz.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever social medias you have, at FOSPORTZ. For all things behind the scenes hockey, and with spring sports coming, lacrosse, follow us on Instagram at ri.hockeylax. We will see you in the playoffs from Thayer Arena. For Tom Dunford, all of us here at Fans Only Sports Network, I'm Matt Jolis. Good night.